Feel the rotation of the earth.
Let's go ahead and find our live stream and we're going to get started. Here we are. Great to see you guys. Welcome, welcome everybody. This is our last Self-Love Sunday of the year. Cannot believe that it has passed by so quickly. But here we are. And I'm going to just send the Zoom link to anybody that is wanting to join. Just a moment here. In case you guys did not receive it. All right, so how is everybody doing? I hope you guys are doing incredible. I hope your holiday was beautiful. And it's wonderful to see you guys from all around the world. Go ahead and put in the chat, where are you guys coming from? As always, questions are put into the chat, capital letters. And you can also participate on the Zoom by RSVPing on my website under my events calendar. And yeah, I see some beautiful faces. Joyous is here. Welcome from Hawaii. How beautiful. Welcome. Liza, the beautiful Liza. Nicholas, thank you so much for being here. My holiday was beautiful. I had such a wonderful time with my family and friends. It was amazing. I'm so grateful for this year, and we will talk a little bit about that, about this year together. So today, I want to talk a little bit about the bioenergetics, bioelectrical element of our multidimensional body, and how we can use that to move heavy, stagnant energy from the multidimensional body in order to heal, to promote healing, to expand our intuitive abilities, and to raise the vibrational frequency in general. So understand that the raising of vibrational frequency, it's a biological, biochemical, bioelectrical transformation in the body. And when we learn how to move heavy, stagnant energy from the body, we automatically, as a result, activate our multidimensional senses. They become more heightened. And the integration of the connection and the awareness of these senses with our feeling, sensation, body, with our intuition is what actually allows us to come into this high sensitivity, high awareness. And essentially our intuitive abilities are available to us as a result of that integration and that practice. So a lot of what blocks our vision, a lot of what blocks our ability to tune into that, to these senses, is that all of our life force is entangled in the past. Okay, our memories, our thoughts, our emotions, our energy, our intention is all based in the past. What happened to us as children, what happened to us last month, what happened to us last year, whatever it is that is occurring in your life, if we continue to repeat the memories of that and bring back into the present moment those memories, your energy is entangled in that. So a lot of your creative ability is stagnant in that way. And this is very much a bioelectrical system, as I mentioned before, and it affects your bioelectricity because the flow of life force through the body, how life force is flowing through your body, depends on the quality of your attention and where you are directing your life force. So the combination of your intention, your attention, is where your life force is being directed. So if our intention on a daily basis is survival and fear, the majority of our energy and our life force is directed into those survival mechanisms of your psychological responses, biochemical reactions, and energetically, mechanically, those things that we are already repeating in order to survive. So it can be the clenching of the belly muscles, the clenching of our chest, the clenching of our back, inability to express our needs. So all of the chakra bodies that are directly connected to your ability to express your life force and exchange your life force with the world outside of you is interrupted, right? Because those patterns have not been learned. Those patterns are not being completed in your ability to exchange with the world around you. So we just find ourselves repeating these repetitive patterns of behaviors over and over again. And that holds so much creative life force. So we don't really realize how much until years have passed and we are in a state of stagnation. Okay, so to open up those pathways of life force, we need to understand how we accumulate that energy into the body. What does every thought do? Every thought is a bioelectrical charge. That bioelectrical charge is moving your energetic body in a very specific way. Your entire multidimensional body is moving constantly. It's moving in and out of dimensions. It is connecting pathways of information from the brain to the body, to the biochemical system, to the muscle system. And then in the etheric realm, it is processing many memories, thoughts, bioelectrical charged experiences that are programmed in your body. So when we can't fluidly move through some of these thought forms that have now become crystallized in your body, they become blockages and stagnation. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that because last couple of weeks we talked about the clearing of these energetic bodies. And we did some practices on that. But today I want to talk about the bioelectrical nature of those stagnant bodies. I'm going to just go ahead and share that. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. We have a lot of new followers. We actually made it to 12,000 followers, which is amazing to me. I am so grateful to you, and congratulations, everyone. Our family has grown to 12,000, and we are 13,000 now on Instagram. So that just blows my mind. But yeah, I'm very grateful to your thirst for knowledge and the work that you guys are doing in order to heal your mind, body, and soul and to progress in this life. That is such an honor, and to hold space for that and to see that, to witness that with you guys. It just makes my heart explode when I see you guys having expansive openings, awareness, healings. It's just that's my life force that brings life into my life. So I'm very grateful for that. Okay, so let's talk about a little what this bioelectrical system looks like. I'm just going to open up a PowerPoint because I want to share with you how interesting it is. We actually can, because we are bioelectrical systems, we don't realize that bioelectricity and the imbalance that we hold in the body as a result of negative ions, negative charge in the body, is a result of holding and sustaining negative emotions and the lack of the flow of life force through the body. Okay, so when we don't allow life force to flow fluidly, intuitively through the body in a creative manner, what is creative manner? It's aligning with the natural cycles of nature, which are allowing the ebb and flow of life and death to express itself through us, as us, mind, body, and soul, in our communication, in our expression, in our creation, in what we're doing. So anytime that we, our little organisms, begin to fall out of alignment with these natural cycles of nature, this is where we start to come into stagnant, artificial structures of existence. Okay, and so we talk about transhumanism, and we talked a little bit about that a couple weeks ago, but in reality we are becoming more mechanical just due to our state of consciousness. And I want to mention this: you don't need to have a technology implant in your brain in order to become transhumanism. Even though, there's different levels of consciousness, and there's different levels of the misuse of your technology. when we become completely attached psychologically, emotionally, biochemically addicted to technology, you are also becoming, in a form, transhumanist, because your organic state no longer is able to regenerate and exist on its own without the biochemical hit of the social media or the film or whatever it is that is triggering those sensations, the dopamine, the chemicals that make you feel good, or that keep you in a state of stress. Because remember that we're deeply addicted to those triggers, and we run and chase the hit like a drug addict. We chase that hit, and that's why it's so difficult right now. The entire programming of humanity is being drugged by technology. We are completely attached to technology emotionally, and it's become a form of communication and our artificial connection. Okay, so when technology becomes a form of artificial connection, you are becoming completely dependent, and you don't even realize how dependent you're becoming, because energetically and biochemically there are addictions that have been being formed through your attachment to the technology. And so you fiend for the technology. You need to have your phone. You need to check your phone. You need to see who is there. And for those of you that have businesses like I do, sometimes it's very difficult to stay away from the technology. You kind of need to be attentive. But clearing your energetic space and cutting cords with all of those that we are working with. What does it mean to cut cords? To become aware of the agreement, the contractual agreement that we have with these people, places, and things, and even these artificial people, places, and things. We don't. Every time that we apply meaning or we somehow have an emotional response in the field, in the quantum field, we are entangling energetically. Okay, so that's kind of a problem because your energetic space becomes polluted. It becomes polluted, it becomes saturated. And the problem is that we are incredibly intelligent bioelectrical systems. When our life force and attention is directed in a very specific direction, we are, these freeways, imagine freeways of energy in your body become polluted and stagnant. And so it becomes more difficult for the person to connect to their natural self, to their authenticity. We're completely confused about what is real, what is not real. Now with artificial intelligence, that's even more difficult to assess in this artificial realm. And I believe that there is a plus side to that. And hopefully the invitation there is that we come back to the self and we just disconnect from that in order to cultivate a profound connection with your discernment and your intuition, because when nature is inverted in such a way, and you can see AI created videos, the way that the forms move in and out of shape without any order of any kind, this is a representation of the inversion of nature and natural order. And there's a plus and a negative side to that. Number one, perhaps subconsciously, we are becoming more disconnected with the limitations of form and definition, and in a way that can help the human come into a more fluid way of creating and seeing and imagining, going beyond the limitations of our own mental limitations, which is necessary in order to create a multidimensional human race. So I understand why that is happening. However, on the other side of it, we also lose touch with what is natural, what is abiding by these natural orders, symmetry, what is aligning with harmony. And it's the feelings that you get when you tune into some of these artificial, films and videos and images. Does tend to cause, there was a study that was done, causes an unsettling sensation in the body, one of losing control, one of feeling disconnected. So it's very interesting to notice that. And we need to understand that all of these things are forming our human race, the collective mind of the human race. And it's also changing and forming how we connect with our multidimensional body. what is real in this realm is how we hold energy in the body. Your morphogenetic field, your energetic field, the quality of energy that you move through your body, that is the real thing in this realm. Everything external, everything that we're experiencing outside is part of our projections that we are co-creating based on what we're holding here inside the body energetically and the quality of connection to that information. And so we need to understand that this is how we are co-creating, and the more we disconnect from the physical body and we disconnect from these natural pathways of energy, sustaining fluidity in this energetic field, the more we get very clear about how to discern what is in harmony with ourselves and the collective. And that's something that has to be programmed in the brain before we become socially engineered through this kind of artificial intelligence and all the things that are being put out. So it's going to get way worse, by the way. It's going to get much more, way more confusing in terms of what we're being presented with. And for that reason, it is the push of this intelligence of the human race, of the consciousness of the human race, pushing you towards coming back into what is with right order, this alignment with nature, this alignment with what is the divine. And in that divine is harmony and balance. And so that's something that we have to sustain in our bodies, and we have to share with our family and friends. The way that we exchange energy has to be harmonious. The way we exchange with our community and our society also come into harmony. It's a different way of being. It's a different state of existing. So these are things that some of you may want to look at in your life and see how you can focus on that. But let's talk about bioelectrically. The human body and the technology of our human body organically has an incredible symmetry to it that is natural to our state. Let me just open this up really quickly. Nice, here it is. And okay. So as we know, the energetic body, the energetic system, the way that it functions is that it's a self-organizing pathway of life force. It has a dualistic nature. We are always ascending in this multidimensional body. Always, always. We're never descending. There's no way to descend. There's ways of blocking your life force, and there's a way of falling out of harmony with the whole. Okay, so if you want to say people that feel that they're descending or they're maybe being disconnected, all that's happening is that you're falling out of harmony with your true expression, your innate expression, and you're also falling out of harmony with the natural cycles of nature. Okay, so that's what's happening. So we are always ascending. And so all that is needed for the human to come back into that ascension, into that clarity and that connection is to gently bring themselves back into harmony with themselves. Anytime the human has internal wars against themselves, internal conflicts, this can be self-hate, self-judgment, separation, and the filters which those create are always going to bring us out of harmony with ourselves and with the natural order, okay? Because that is part of the human experience, but this is a part of the human experience is that we need to learn how to balance. We need to learn how to balance this incredible, infinite creative potential, and then also come into harmony with that potential and choose. That's the whole part of free will, that we are applying our free will in order to choose how to apply this infinite potential into its most harmonious state. And there is no right or wrong, because regardless, whatever it is that you're choosing, whether it's in harmony or out of harmony, you are participating in a much greater collective organism of consciousness that is sustaining a balance. So in reality, even though we might feel that we are coming in and out of harmony, both of those aspects are necessary for all humans to experience in order to understand the shadows, the lights of the human experience, the depths of our subconscious and our conscious mind, and begin to understand the wholeness of your human expression, psychologically, emotionally, physically, bioelectrically. You are a multidimensional being. So to experience harmony and disharmony, all of that is part of your evolution. So it's not like we need to exist in harmony and nothing else. We will always move in and out of that harmony, disharmony, in order to grow, because that is how this cyclical spiral ascension is designed in the matrix, in this holographic construct. It is designed to move in that way. So whatever it is that you're experiencing, that's why it is said you are exactly where you need to be at this moment. You're exactly where you need to be. The lessons that you're experiencing in life are exactly what they need to be for your ascension. And the sooner you recognize that, the quicker the lesson and whatever limitation will reveal itself to you. You will get very clear about why you ended up there, and you will begin to see the synchronicities and the connections with your entire life as to why this current moment manifested in the way that it has, in order to help you grow. It is always in the benefit of your growth. Every experience that you have is for the benefit of your expansion and your evolution. So that is something that we need to learn to trust, because a lot of times, oh, I'm so sorry. A lot of times we actually end up in very deep states of judgments and fears of our current states of being. And we end up completely disconnected from this. But this is a really powerful awareness that the sooner we understand that, the quicker we're able to move in harmony. Okay, so let's take a look at this as we begin to look at the body. What do we mean when we are moving in natural cycles of energy? Okay. Our pathways of energy. We have the meridian lines inside the physical body. We learn about that in Chinese medicine. Those of you that have any experience or have taken time to study Chinese medicine, it is taught deeply the pathways of energy and life force through the body, as shown in this chakra system here. These pathways of life force are essentially, these are the meridian lines of the body. There are etheric pathways of self-organized life force that are interconnecting all of the organic systems and etheric systems of your body. Okay, so this is it's the freeway of energy that connects your etheric and organic system. So remember, as above, so below, inside, so is outside. This is true to you. You are a fractal of the universe, and inside your body, you have the entire universe encoded into every organ, into every cell, into every single one of these frequencies that are able to be processed through your body are as much as there are in the universe. Okay, we can process through our physical body based on our vibrational frequency, what we hold here, and how we hold this, how we accumulate or how we release the energy inside of our bodies. By energy, I'm mostly talking about emotions, okay? Emotions, the bioelectrical charges that make up the chain reaction of biochemical responses, bioelectrical responses, your muscle system, your contraction and expansion of your body, and your movement, right? All of which are deeply connected to the initiation of a thought form, right? As soon as a thought form is created, there's a chain reaction of emotions and biochemical responses, and as I mentioned, so on and so forth. So The more we sit in stillness, the more we can observe this chain reaction process. Okay. And so that's the whole point of having techniques like Vipassana meditation, deep stillness observation, that when you sit in stillness, you can actually observe how emotions are affecting your body, how every thought affects your body, how one thought can make you contract your belly muscles or your arm muscles, or trigger pain in your shoulder, for example. None of this is random. None of it is a coincidence. None of it is something that doesn't matter or is unimportant. The more we connect with our physical body and we sit in stillness, the more we respect this body and we begin to learn its processes. Okay, we tend to become desensitized and ignorant of the functions of our body the more we become disconnected. And that is a major problem, because the more you are desensitized to you, how you function, your emotions, the response of your emotions, the easier it is for you to be drawn into technology and following those biochemical triggers, toxic relationships, karmic problems in your family cycles, repeating trauma, and abusing yourself, because essentially disconnection from your higher self is to exist in constant self-abuse, which is programmed in our DNA. Okay, so we pass down abusive behavior intergenerationally, right? So all the abuse that our ancestors have held and have experienced eventually was integrated into the self as self-abuse, and that is passed down through generations until it becomes a form of personality, which is a survival mechanism, right? So however we dealt with abuse at any time in our ancestral timeline is now encoded in our DNA as a biochemical, a natural, familiar and comfortable bioelectrical response. Not all of them, but the strongest ones, the more deeply subconscious of these emotions are the ones that we are holding in the body. So what happens essentially in this bioelectrical field, remember that your multidimensional body, it's a toroidal pathway. What does that mean? It is spinning. It's spinning from the inside out and out to the extremity of the body, and then cycles back in through the perineum of the body, goes up through the spine, up through all the chakra centers, the organs, out through the crown of the head. And this energy pathway is organized by frequency from lowest to highest. Okay, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Those are the primary color spectrums of human vision, but those are also the primary emotional spectrum that the human body is functioning for its survival, its most primal frequencies of emotional intelligence. Those are the ones that we're processing through the body. It's also the ones that we're processing through the chakras, because this right here, there are 1, 2, 3 spheres, and maybe this larger sphere in the back makes up 4, right? This sphere, this sphere, this sphere, this sphere. Each one of these spheres, now you are like infinite numbers of these spheres, okay? So you have infinite spheres around your body. These spheres function like a membrane. They are like a membrane that are allowing a channel for bioelectricity to move through. Okay, so it's a membrane that allows bioelectrical charges to fluidly move through. And as you know, in physics and in science, when we're trying to create conductivity, we need something to be highly conducive in order to allow that energy to generate. So your physical body functions exactly in that same way. You are mostly made out of water, but even deeper than that, in the deeper elements of yourself, you have much deeper bioelectrical technologies that allow you to become more conduit. And that is not just water. It is a much finer substance, such as, for example, gray matter in your brain. Not finer in terms of mass and texture, but finer in terms of conductivity, because it can withhold and withstand much higher frequencies. Okay, so water is amazing for processing certain level of frequencies and allowing that frequency to travel through the body. But you also utilize your plasma in order to process another spectrum of frequencies, and then your gray matter to process another spectrum of frequencies. And we have many other highly conducive substances that make up our architecture of our biological body that are helping you become conducive. Now, the beauty of this is that if you study all of those different substances that are highly conducive, the more you can prove scientifically, biologically to yourself how much you are a bioelectrical organism. And this is important because new science that is coming out for us, you can look at Michael Levin's work, which I love, love, love. I always talk about Michael Levin, that talks about the bioelectricity as actually being the memory. It is actually the substance in which we hold memory. Memory is recorded through this bioelectrical system. This is extremely important because it is explaining to us what our multidimensional body is and how we can store memory, not just from this lifetime, but many lifetimes within the morphogenetic field. What is your morphogenetic field? This is your morphogenetic field. Your morphogenetic field is the extension of these spheres that are intercommunicating through that membrane, that are intercommunicating through the amount of conductivity which you can produce through your physical body, which will allow you to access higher bands of frequency through your body. Okay, so brainwave frequencies, and then every single organ is operating at different frequencies. The collection of all of your organism, the frequency of your organs, the frequency of your skin, the frequency of your thoughts, all of which create a signature frequency, right? And so whatever you're repeating most, so the frequency that you're most processing through your organism becomes your signature, your vibrational frequency signature, okay? So although it is true that we can change our frequency within 1 minute to another based on the emotions that you're feeling, those emotions have to be deeply rooted in your subconscious mind in order to make an effect. If your thoughts are superficially one but subconsciously another, your signature will take on the form of your subconscious. Okay, we are deeply, deeply expressing our subconscious all the time. The problem is that we are desensitized and disconnected from the subconscious, and therefore we have no idea what we're doing, why we're doing, how we're doing, and therefore we don't know what we're creating, right? We're disconnected from that. So in order to be connected to what you're truly creating in this life and why, those of you that ask questions like, why does this happen to me? Why do I keep repeating? Why? Okay, we're disconnected, and we have become disconnected from our subconscious mind. We have desensitized ourselves, and usually it's a result of trauma. But it's also conditioning, and it's also wherever you have been trained to focus your life force. If it's survival, then chances are you're quite disconnected from those subconscious functions, okay? So let's talk about this. So what happens in this field, in this membrane, bioelectrical membrane, sorry, I'm gonna drink some of my yummy smoothie that I made. So in order for this bioelectricity to move through this membrane, as you can see, every single one of it looks like a net in this picture, and it looks like a net because it's a great way to explain how this system functions. Every single one of these little dots that you see here, every cross section that you see, let's see, maybe use a color that's a little more easier to see. Every cross section that is here is a point, okay? Every single point of this membrane that makes up your bioelectrical system is cross-sectioning vibrational frequency that holds. It's feeding and informing the energy that comes into these points, okay? So let's say that this person has a very strong aversion to some kind of emotional state. They're holding severe amounts of trauma and fear in their body. First, they have a thought form. They through their eyes, they see, or through their memory, they remember something, or something triggers subconsciously a memory based on what they sense and feel through their body, through their senses, right? So the senses are the first antennas of communication to this realm. You're hearing, you're tasting, you're sensing, you're feeling, you're knowing, your sight. All of these are senses that are processing for frequency information from your surroundings. And they trigger responses in your body, both bioelectrical, biochemical, and of course in the memory system, because that's a product of that, okay? So let's say the person goes into this yellow room, just visiting a friend, goes into a yellow room. All of a sudden, she starts feeling sick. The yellow room reminds her of a room that she was in as a child where she was abused. And it begins to trigger these emotions in her physical body. So what's happening in that moment is that the color, the vibrational frequency of that yellow, which is encoded for her emotionally, has now triggered the memory, all of these memories. Let's say that all of these memories are connected to the color yellow for this person, okay? So she processes the vibrational frequency of yellow, which is not just the color for her, it's all of the emotional frequencies that are connected to the color yellow. She has programmed that in her body, okay? That's why she hates yellow, this person. So she begins to process those emotions. The memory begins to trigger emotions. The emotions creates biochemical responses in her body. Those biochemical responses will define how she flows life force through her body. Okay, so before she entered into the room, she was flowing energy through the body. As soon as she starts to remember these memories, the life force becomes blocked, and this life force is not really being able to move through the body as good as it was before. Emotionally, she dropped her frequency. Okay, now subconsciously, she was already feeling these emotions before. She already had them in the back of her head. Why? Because look how many point of references to those memories she's holding in her energetic field that she's never cleared. She's never made herself aware of them. She's never acknowledged them. She's always been avoiding them. Okay, so every single one of these red dots represents a memory that has been crystallized in her energetic field, which is deeply connected with her organs, with her energetic field, and thought forms, memories, okay, biochemical responses, okay? So this is, you can say this is like one trauma, and it can be something very simple or it can be something very complex and advanced. These little points that are inside of the energetic field, they become blocks to life force. Remember that the toroidal nature of our multidimensional body is that we are running energy and life force through the body in a fluid manner. So what happens when we don't have the ability to move life force through the body in that way is that it becomes completely blocked, okay? The blockage of these thought forms that are here that have crystallized in the field affect the physical body. So you can imagine the organism of this physical body. Grab this. The organism of this physical body here is, it's affecting the chakra system. Each and every one of these thought forms that the person is having is essentially coming into a state of fear and anxiety. As you can see, all the cords inside the body blocking the life force through her body, okay? How do you think this person can change their mood, the way they think about themselves, change their life, change what they're creating when they have these points? And remember, this is only one thought form. So each one of these dots have a vibrational frequency that has become crystallized. The more you repeat the avoidance of these emotions, the resistance of these emotions, the more you are repeating the emotions subconsciously in your body and the responses that have been programmed in your body. That's really huge. this is a personality here. This is where personalities are formed. A lot of you are so excited about having defined personalities. Well, the definition of a personality is it's a survival mechanism. Okay, so we have a very strong personality as a result of this, and it can superficially seem like this person has become such an independent person, a strong person, able to withstand any kind of trauma in her life and overcome anything. But in reality, there's a profound fragility within this person subconsciously, and the fragility lies in in the resistance of her ability to assess and integrate these thought forms that have crystallized in the body. How do they look inside the bioelectrical system? Okay, so you are a bioelectrical system that is very much made up of this field of energy. Okay. And what happens in this system is that when these points of frequency are crystallized in your energetic field, so I'll mention something else. The closer to the 0 point, the Z in the middle of this graph here is the 0 point. That is the 0 point, which means that what it means is that positive and negative charges are harmonized with nature, harmonized with the earth. Our 0 point, we can access the 0 point by going into nature. You can access the 0 point by meditating for a long amount of time until your nervous system is regulated. When you go into nature, your nervous system begins to regulate, okay? The hertz at which you are operating, when you operate in alignment with the planet Earth, it opens up these meridian lines, open up the pathways of blocked energy in the body. This is why people can heal when they go into nature. Okay, the earth is really our mother. It's a mother in the sense that it provides nurturing healing for our organism. The earth being our mother essentially allows the physical body to come back into harmony, in this harmonic state of symmetry in the body. Okay, symmetry is seen as beautiful in the art realm and in the beauty realm, but symmetry is also seen as incredible beauty and harmony in the etheric realm. Because when your multidimensional body is lopsided, how do we become lopsided? How do you think this energetic body of this person looks like? Holes and tears on this entire side of their body. Ooh, okay. Right. So if we were to look at this multidimensional body, immediately I can guarantee this person is like super disconnected from their left side of the body. Let's say this is the left and this is the right side of the body. Okay. What's going to happen? This whole area, when they sit in meditation, they can't even see it. They can't see this entire left side of their body. If it looks like empty space, they can't imagine. They cannot even imagine. The fact that you can't imagine is your blocked energy body. Okay, so if you think you're not intuitive, that's not it. We're just saturated with a lot of imbalanced energy in our body, and so we need a little help. That's why retreats go into nature, because it's easier to work in nature. It opens up your pathways automatically. And as you ground the positive and negative charges in your body, it alleviates the tension and the resistance of these stagnant frequencies that are stuck in your energetic membrane, okay? So this person can't see the entire left side of the body. It's really hard for them to imagine their sphere around them. Usually the sphere, they're going to see this much of the sphere, but then all of this other part, they can't even see, they can't even imagine it. So it takes time. So what happens when they start to imagine the sphere around their body? They start to get some memories back. They start to get emotions back. Okay. And so when I ask you to close your energetic body, what I'm saying is to get connected. That's actual true grounding. When you ground down to the center of the earth, you're balancing, etherically, you're balancing the positive, negative charges in your body by regulating your nervous system. And when you close your energetic bubble, it means that you're bringing your attention from wherever else it's been back to your body. You are owning your space. What does that mean? You're getting to know what is in your body. This little physical body, it's only 1 to 2% of your entire energy body. Remember that. Please remember that. Okay, we have thousands of spheres around our body with all kinds of information. The more further away the spheres of our bodies are, the more it's in our subconscious, which means that those are the bodies that we navigate in our dream state. In our waking state, it's whatever is here. So, well, the reason why I say that our human race is we're in a very infantile state right now. We're a very nascent human race. We are just learning how to work this physical body. Okay, and so my job here on this planet is to teach you to work with this multidimensional body in a way that you can begin to elevate to a higher octave of existence. You become a master of at least the first 7 to 13 fields of your body, because they are what manage your waking state and your dream state. Okay, so the connection between that is your awareness. You simply need to become aware of what is in your field. What are you holding? What are you resisting? What are you feeling? Are you resisting these emotions? And for how long? Okay, so however long you are resisting these emotions, that's how long you are not coming into your full potential. That's how long you are also not accessing your gifts. What is gifts? What does it mean to say gifts? A person that cannot process the full range of their vibrational frequency is a person that is blocked from their higher senses, maybe even their basic senses. More than likely, their basic senses. Your hearing, your speaking, the sounds that come out of your mouth, the way that you communicate and express your truth or not. Every single one of these chakras is connected to your organs. Do you think that this human body that has so many of these subconscious programs blocking their energetic space, do you think they are healthy organically in their body? No. No, they have all kinds of complications, digestive problems, heart problems, okay? And remember that we are also affected by this universe. This entire universe is evolving as we are. So when we can pay some attention to astrological movements in this world, in this universe. It's also giving us some insight on the evolutionary process that our universe is going through. Remember, you're a fractal of the universe. The universe is also a being with a consciousness. Okay, this universe is a being of consciousness that is going through its own evolutionary process. Your evolutionary process participates in that evolutionary process. And so we can see the evolutionary process of that larger being through the movement of the stars and the astrological movements. We can also see the movement of that being in our subconscious mind. When we enter into dream state, we can get glimpses of the evolutionary process through our dreams and through the interactions to other planetary systems that we might be having. Okay, so you block your ability to tune into those subtle informations that are very important for the human. That's why ancient civilizations were so adamant about a couple things. Number one, preparing for death, because preparing for death is learning how to astral project. Preparing for death is to lucid dream. That is the natural ability of this human body. You incarnated as a human. What comes along with that package, it's an all-inclusive package, is your multidimensional abilities. So the human has to learn how to cultivate the ability to lucid dream in this dream state of the human real life that we call real life. And we also need to learn how to lucid dream in our dream state, because that is the navigation and the awareness of ourself as that greater being that we actually are. Remember, that greater being, we're a fractal of that being. Okay. So, and then the human race is a fractal of that human being as a whole. So each and every one of you is a part of this greater puzzle. So what happens when we have this, energy structure? This is basically what the physical body looks like. If we were to look at a net plane of the physical body without its physical construct, the actual biological vessel, energetically, this is what your body looks like. You will have an axis point of the 0 point that is at the center of your body. That is what you can call the source cord. And the source cord is what allows you to channel infinite potential in an organized way into the physical vessel without imploding, right? So the physical vessel is operating at one vibrational frequency. Your infinite potential is infinite potential. So in order for that to trickle into your physical body, which is operating at a lower frequency, there has to be some adjustments, right? So the physical body here at the center of this 0 point has to open up the pathways of life force to allow source to move through it, to allow infinite potential. Infinite potential, the more that we are able to come into the 0 point, the more you are aligned with infinite potential. So every thought form that you have, and if you repeat that thought form on a scale of 1 to 0 to infinite, is operating at a vibrational frequency. And because you are made up of this axis of energy, wherever it is that you are feeling the emotion, it's going to show up on this graph, per se, in your energetic body. And this thought form, this trauma that happened in your life becomes, it's encoded with the vibrational frequency of the emotions that you felt at the moment. So let's say a traumatic experience of abuse happened as a child, and then whatever emotions you resisted in the moment, your ignorance of the full range of emotions that were available to you, your misunderstanding and your confusion around this experience is a very specific vibrational frequency, and that is encoded into this reference point, this red dot that's created in the multidimensional body. So what happens is that this red dot, this red reference point, it becomes a memory that the brain sometimes preserves itself from it. Sometimes if the experience was too traumatic, we will have memories that we cannot recall. So we will block it out entirely, but that does not mean that it doesn't exist. And that's something that's important for those of you that look back at your childhood and say, oh, my childhood was perfect. Everything was wonderful. It was great. And yet you are having conflicts in your relationship. You're not able to tap into abundance. You're not able to heal yourself. You're not able to use your intuition. You're blocked. Right. So it means that we have not integrated fully our experiences. And again, what creates in your life is your subconscious mind. So we are made up of all of the thought forms that we have created that we have not fully processed. Okay, and the more of those thought forms and memory forms that you have in your energetic space that you don't process, the less life force can move through your body. Okay, so we are unable to access the 0 point because our energy is tied up. It's entangled in these past thought forms. All of this is the past. And there, if you can imagine invisible dots like outlines of dots, represent the amount of time that you dread the future based on these, you can say, original dots. Original points of vibrational frequency, original the origins of this program. These are all origins of your programs that you're running subconsciously. So from here, the closer these dots are to your physical body, that means the more that we have integrated, the more that we have physically embodied them. Okay, what does that mean? The closer they are to your body, the more that they have crystallized in the physical body. So these are the things that we have now made up into our personality. They have become traumas that we're embodying and playing out in our everyday life. They've become phobias. They've become allergies. They've become illnesses. They've become psychological imbalances. Okay, so they are existing here inside your physical body. They have crystallized. What is the crystallization process? This, as you can see, it goes negative to positive, right? So when a vibrational frequency, when a thought form goes from positive to negative more and more, it means that that thought form moves slower and slower every time. Two things: the emotional state connected to that memory becomes lower. So we go into very deep ranges of fear, very deep ranges of anger, of rage, of shame, very deep ranges. Even emotions have ranges. Fear is not just one thing, fear. It has ranges within itself. Okay? Because everything is a fractal form in this universe, so are these thought forms. There's many layers to the fear, okay? So even within fear, the lowest point, it becomes more crystallized. What's crystallization mean? Remember, when water moves from vapor to water to ice, it becomes more structured, more physical. The density of that matter becomes really heavy. So thought forms function in the same way in the etheric body. They come from a passing thought to an identified belief system, to an identity that is now crystallized inside the physical body, and it's affecting biochemical aspects, bioelectrical aspects, emotional, mental, psychological. Okay, so that's like the lowest form of crystallization. It's literally affected and permeated into every aspect of your being. It's basically who you are. So those of you that say you cannot heal or you cannot change, absolutely not true. And that's like physically the fact in this multidimensional structure of your body. Merely so the more you resist these thought forms, the more crystallized they become. And remember that the resistance of the thought forms creates another whole range of emotions that are your survival mechanisms. Okay? So you need to understand those. You need to understand the survival mechanisms that you created as a result of these thought forms. Because if you're not aware of that, you're just going to be kind of circling around it. And that's what DNA reprogramming is. That's what we do in DNA reprogramming. As soon as you become aware of these little thought forms that are in your field, you begin to shift the vibrational frequency of each one of them. Consciousness changes when it becomes aware, when you begin to observe it. Okay? So your physical etheric body functions exactly like that. When you bring your awareness to any one of these little points, that's when you begin to change the vibrational frequency of your body. And in meditation, when we talk about pictures, when we talk about energetic blockages, this is what we're talking about. Sometimes these blockages can take on a form. Sometimes they can look like a memory of that time. Sometimes they can have, maybe it could be like a father figure or a mother figure. Each one of these little points have a form. Sometimes they look like a triangle, a square, an apple, whatever it is. Your job in meditation is to be in as much stillness in order for you to observe what is in your energetic space that's blocking. What is that's blocking in your energetic space? Wherever it is that you have no awareness, that you cannot see, that's where you are holding these vibrational frequencies. In meditation, we say, all charges down to zero, negative, infinite. Why do we say that? Each one of these little points is oscillating at a very specific vibrational charge. When we direct and we command our bodies to come into the 0 point, infinitely in all layers, we are clearing our energetic body. So you can look at your physical body, and every single layer of your body, your root body, your sacral body, your solar body, your heart body, your throat body, your third eye body. When you look at each one of those layers of your bodies and you notice from a scale 1 to 10, what frequency range of debris or stagnation or blockage is in each one of those bodies, you can command to send it back down to 0. You can clear your energetic space. Oftentimes I ask you to visualize that you're vacuuming, your energetic body. It's really hard to erase these. And when you vacuum your energetic body, it's just an easy visualization that you can use to clear these spots out. You can work energetically, and you can sustain that if you maintain your energetic field clear on a daily basis. Every morning, every night that you go to sleep, you're creating new agreements. New experiential agreements. You don't know this, but in your dream time, you are creating experiential agreements. So in your waking state, as soon as you wake up every morning, you have another set of agreements, which are karmic contracts that you have made with yourself to experience in that new timeline of that day. So we need to clear those energetic blockages on a daily basis. You need to clear your body. You need to be integrated. And this is for the beginner, right? Because for those of you that have been meditating a really long time, you've already been working with a lot of these and you've been clear. The thing is, the job for you is to be able to sustain that vibrational frequency in the 0 point. Okay, and that's another challenge in itself. It can be challenging if we are falling back into belief systems of disempowerment, fears, little doubts, especially doubts, really tend to take the person out of their 0 point. And that's a very common, it's a very common blockage that the human has in this world, is doubt. So we're going to work with the energetic body. I explained the first part of this today. I'm going to explain another layer of this because the same way that we have the chakra body moving through this axis of energy, okay, so the root, the sacral, solar, oscillating at a vibrational frequency, a lot of us have been activating our higher chakras that go up out of the body into the 24th, but we haven't been working a lot on the lower chakras that go into the earth. And because we're just learning, and the human race is just waking up to this. What does it mean to wake up? We're just learning about what our human body actually is. It's a multidimensional system of creation. When we open the chakras underneath our body into the earth, we begin to anchor the healing into the ancestral DNA of the planet. So this is very important to also address and to work that whatever let me see if I can actually stop this just for one moment. Okay. It's as above, so below. So whatever levels you're activating up your crown, you're also activating into the earth. But when we're not aware, we don't do anything. Okay, so remember that you can do things, all kinds of things, but if you're not aware and if you're not intentionally working with that, you're not really doing much. It's not just about just imagining random things. It's about your intention of what you're doing. Because there's emotion behind that. Your emotion is what creates. So working with the Earth grid is extremely important at this time, the DNA of the Earth, because we are affecting collective timelines with our healing. And whenever you discover a part of you that needs healing, a blockage that needs healing, you need to look into your ancestral lineage. Okay, how long has this program been running in your ancestral lineage? How many generations have the ancestors in your bloodline not believed in themselves? How many generations have they been afraid of their own power? That's when you can start to really see the effect of these subconscious limitations in the collective. This is extremely important, especially coming into next year as we enter into period 9, because this kind of work is how we access unity consciousness. When we begin to see how our programs have been repeated ancestrally for so many generations, we begin to remove the blinders of how we are one in this world. Not only are we repeating it, but we recognize it in our brothers and sisters around the world. We begin to notice social conditioning. We begin to notice social engineering. We begin to understand the things that link us into these hypnotic states of disconnect into the matrix. And the more that we become aware of that, the invitation is that we make proactive changes in our everyday choices, where we are not feeding into those subconscious parasitic behaviors. Okay, so when we say the old world is dying, this is how it needs to die. We need to become aware of these patterns, and we need to change them from the inside out. Okay. All right, guys, so I'm going to jump into the meditation right now. Let me pause and take some questions. I know that was a lot of information. I hope that you're able to understand that. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Let's see. Hello, Barna. Susie says, thank you much, space. A brief overview translate. Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Susie. Wonderful. Barna says, hello, Geraldine. What can I do if I enter a parallel life in a dream and my twin self is somewhere horrible situation there? This is a very strong emotional attack on me, and I've tried to go back to the dream, but it's very draining energetically. How can I help that twin self? Yeah, so what I'd love for you to do is to notice what is the horrible situation and what emotions those horrible situations are triggering in you. That is your gold, okay? So remember that dreams are alternate lives that we're living, okay? And I know that sounds sometimes horrifying because some of us are entering into really dark realms, okay? This is a way that the human works with our deep shadow in the subconscious. Those dreams are your subconscious in which parallel aspects of yourselves are existing. So in order for you to have this dream available, it's a gift. And I know it can seem traumatizing perhaps if this experience would seem that way. But all you need to do is not go back to the dream necessarily, simply focus on what is the emotions. Focus on what you're resisting, what are you avoiding, what are you afraid of, and what you judge as horrible. It's going to be very important for you to learn a lot about yourself, because there are a lot of programs there about judgment, limitations of yourself, and the experiences that are happening. Why it's energetically draining? Because we're resisting, and because we haven't built the ability, the emotional information to support the opposite understanding of what you're experiencing there, okay? And this is true for all trauma. It doesn't just have to talk about a dream. When we are repeating traumatic emotions in our body, we're super familiar. We're experts of all of those negative emotions, but the majority, you don't know the opposite of those emotions. What would be the opposite of that horrible situation? What would that look like? What emotions are connected to that? How does that feel like in my energetic body, in my emotional body, in my muscle memory? How does that feel? you're most likely more uncomfortable with feeling and memorizing those emotions than you are the negative ones. So this is, again, the expanding of the consciousness of humanity. And this is a wonderful opportunity for healing in that. So sit with the emotions, see if you understand the opposite, the duality of this. Broaden your perspective of what you are judging, what you're feeling and experiencing in that moment to begin to see the truth. Truth is the whole picture when you look at all sides, not just one. And that allows you to release any kind of tension or fear that you might be holding. That's how you're going to help this fractal of yourself. What you're seeing is a fractal of yourself, okay, in a parallel life. And we need to integrate that fractal into our body. Bring that fractal into its highest octave in that scenario, and then integrate it back into your body. That is true healing. And make sure that you break the karmic contracts, because this dream is showing you a part of your shadow that you have not addressed yet. And I bet you that there are little aspects of this experience that you are living out in your life in some way or form. Okay. So my computer's sliding off here. Yeah, thank you for that question. Great question. Hold on, guys. This computer's sliding. Okay. Joyous says, Wendy says, yes, that was a lot of info. Nicholas says, yes, experience that. Awesome. Joyous, if we are wanting to work through a lot of trauma, would you suggest doing your DNA reprogramming or hypnotherapy first? Yes, you are super welcome. And one reason why I would suggest to do DNA reprogramming first, because DNA works with the conscious and the subconscious. You are using hypnotic techniques, but you're very aware of what you're doing. You're not knocked out. You're not going to not remember. You're fully aware, and that's extremely important. You're going into a deep brain state, but you're doing it consciously. That's deep meditation, okay? So as you uncover the emotional layers, I'm guiding you to get to the root and to begin to learn how to access the opposite of that and integrate your fractals. So it's a great tool in order for you to learn how to do this heavy shadow work. And I'm guiding you through it. Hypnotherapy is good for those that already have a meditation practice of some kind, that are trying to deepen your connection to your higher self and also answer questions that are deep in your subconscious mind that perhaps you're suppressing or you have not been ready up until that moment for. It is an incredible recalibration of your vibrational frequency, okay? But you have to be ready for that, because if you're super disconnected, sometimes it's hard for you to get the information. But you know, it's amazing what comes through. Yeah, it would be wonderful to work with you, Joyous. Thank you. Let me come into the questions on YouTube, guys. Great to see you. Wow, so many questions from people. Welcome, guys. Please put your questions in capital letters so I can see them. I see all your beautiful comments. Roma Singh says, is it necessary to connect or recall past lives in order to release old traumas or old karmas? No, you simply need to look at your life now. That is the gateway to all of your lives, because whatever you're living in this lifetime is a fractal of what you've been experiencing before. And it's a mirror of the things that you have not transcended. And it's a wonder, our lives are a wonderful collection of the blockages that we have been repeating in our ancestral lineage. If you can think of your ancestral lineage as one being of consciousness, and you are part of that, okay? It's one being of consciousness evolving, okay? You are all your ancestors are all you, and we are repeating these cyclical patterns. So it's through the emotional body, because again, emotions are bioelectrical charges, and that's how memory is stored. Memory is bioelectrical. Memory is a bioelectrical charge that is in the membrane of your multidimensional body. So simply sit with the emotion. You don't even need to have a picture or pictorial picture of the memory itself. You just need to tap into the feeling that you felt, and that will open everything up. When I first started this work, I didn't remember anything. I thought I had an amazing childhood. I didn't even know why my life was the way it was. I didn't know myself. I didn't know my family. I didn't know my history. I was blind to everything that I did in the past, 20 years. I started when I was 22 with this work. And so as I began to go into those emotions, I just had like very slight senses of the emotions. It was a feeling, this uncomfortable feeling that I felt throughout my entire life. When I sat with that emotion, boy, did everything open up. There was so much that I was avoiding, repressed, resisting, and then the memories came up. Okay? So all of us have these levels of suppressing our emotions. That's why when someone comes to me and says, "Oh, it's perfect, everything is wonderful, just give me 5 minutes," we will change that belief because real joy is the ability to sit in harmony with all of your pain and all of your joys of your life at the same time. And not a lot of us can do that, okay, because we are so polarized with the ways that we see ourselves and the things around us. We're very dualistic in the way that we see things. So those memories will uncover. It's through the emotions, the bioelectrical system, that the memories are recovered. Okay. All right. So let me see more questions. Fear of IOC problems to develop. Oh, John, I don't understand your question. Zay says, since starting GPAC, I've started remembering my dreams. Awesome. Often wake up tired as a result. Any tips on this? Love you. Love you too, Zay. Okay, so couple things. We need to reinforce our grounding and our energetic hygiene. Okay, so remember that you're a vortex of energy. So when you deplete your energy, you become exhausted. What's depletion? Applying meaning or judgment on external things is going to exhaust you. Fear of things are going to exhaust you. All of that is the leaking of your energy. You become centrifugal. Okay, so centrifugal, it's like a juicer. It's centrifugal. All the juice comes out of the fruit and vegetables, right? Same thing. When your attention and your energy is externalized, all your life force, all that juice is out of your body. We want to become centripetal. Everything is moving inwardly, okay? So how do we change the way that we are leaking our energy? First, practice awareness. Allow yourself to come into a very still state where you are observing yourself. The more you integrate the practices of GPAC, which are grounding, protecting, that's when I say protecting, owning your space, creating that bubble around your space so you know what parts of yourself are dormant and unconscious, and what parts of yourself are aware and interacting or reacting, right? Because any reaction is also a depletion of your life force. When we become centripetal and you gather your energy consciously and aware, you are aware of where your attention, your thoughts, your actions, your words, you're very aware, and they are aligned. They are all aligned with your deep core values of your true self. This is where you create a centripetal movement energetically in your body, where everything is directing inwardly. That's how you hold your life force. No longer are you externalizing your needs, your attentions, your fears, your anxieties. You're not in a state of survival, but you are a self-sustaining, regenerating system. So this is essentially how, when we cultivate that practice in waking state, when you sleep, it's going to bleed into your dream state. And you'll notice that if you practice GPAC every moment of your day, you will dream in GPAC. Okay. And that's really powerful because you know, you begin to go into your dreams and you remember, oh, ground, be present, be aware. And this is how you begin lucid dreaming. You can train yourself to lucid dream from there and choose the experiences that are happening. Okay. There's never a dream state that you cannot control yourself. You can always interrupt and wake yourself up from the dream state and come into control. Is it hard? Yes, but that's a trained thing. And it's also based on your subconscious beliefs. If you have deep programs of disempowerment, inability to control yourself, your life, your emotions, chances are the kind of dreams that you're having are accentuating that feeling of lack of control. Okay, so that's an invitation for you to look at and to work with that. Okay. I hope that helps. Yes. Smart money guy. My father has dementia with multiple symptoms such as memory loss and problem dealing with reality. What can I do in dealing with him and helping him? So in this case, Charles, this kind of work will have to be on a higher level rather than an interrelational level. It'll have to be on an energetic level. And it really has everything to do with you and how you feel about this situation right now. This is not something that we can do to help him specifically or fix him or change him at this point, because we need to understand that is a path that has taken a lifetime to develop, based on his emotional belief systems, beliefs about himself, belief about the world outside of him, have all resulted in this imbalance and disconnect from memory and the condition that he's experiencing. That being said, for us, the most important thing is to reconnect with our self and what is happening with ourself. In meditation, as you practice grounding, stay grounded, because grounding will allow you to be able to hold space regardless what comes from the parent that's experiencing this. You know, they're suffering a lot going through that. But we also suffer when we take the things that happen personally, or we embody or identify ourselves with what is being directed towards us. So it's extremely important that you practice grounding and to hold your energetic space and understand what belongs to you and what doesn't belong to you. Those emotional boundaries are going to be extremely important during this process. And the second part is working on an etheric level with the contractual agreements with him, with his soul. Okay, especially since it's an elder, we want to work with the contractual agreements. What are the agreements that we have not resolved yet? And make sure that you work on those proactively. This will help you balance out the challenges emotionally, energetically that you share with your father, and it may not change his reaction and his the way that he interacts with you directly, but on a higher level, it's going to help soften this exchange that you're experiencing with him. The final thing is, when you work in grounding yourself and when you learn how to own your space, you can begin to affect your energetic space two ways. If you are working one-on-one with him in a room and it's just you and him, or limited family members, not a lot of people, like a hospital or anything, you can ground the room that he is in, and you can fill the room with a golden light. Okay, and the golden light is a very neutral, high vibration frequency that helps bring things back into a neutral state. So you can begin to create an environment that's energetically charged that will help him find some level of harmony internally. Okay, and it's important, but this is not something that's done from ego or from imposing your will. It comes from a completely neutral state of unconditional love and support, non-attached and not looking for anything back in return. Okay, this is complete unconditional service. And essentially, in your meditation, when you work with your father, break the karmic contracts that you have with him and identify a symbol of a highest vibrational relationship with him that you're going to use. This high vibrational symbol that you're going to put into your sphere will electrically and emotionally charge your aura, your energetic body, in a way that will help soothe and bring harmony into your environment when you engage with him. It will provide him subconsciously with the things that he needs energetically, and it will provide you subconsciously with the things that you need energetically. So go into reading state, run energy, break contracts, identify and ask to be shown a symbol that is the highest vibrational relationship between you and the other. Again, this is not imposing of your will on them. You are looking for the highest frequency that can help both souls evolve through this process. Okay, so you're going to use that, you're going to put that into your space, and in your meditation, notice how that person reacts, how your father reacts. The first symbol that you see is usually the right one. But when you press, you're going to watch your father like as if it's in a video, and you're going to press play. You're going to put the symbol up to see how he responds to the symbol. So you already know how your father is going to respond. Okay? And this will kind of help you mitigate. You can change your symbol as often as you need in order to sustain, but make sure that you're doing that in a very intuitive way, a very connected way. Okay? One last way I'm going to mention is doing some energy work with your father and clearing energetically. I can help you with that as well, but clear your energetic space before you go in to see your father. Okay? Bin charge. Is there a way to discover if one has an implant or curse blocking and dealing attempts to heal and grow? Yeah, so we participate in the creation of all blockages, all curses, all entities, all attachments. Okay? We participate because those attachments, those blockages, those entities, those curses could not attach to our physical body if somewhere in our subconscious mind we have a belief system that we are incapable of transcending or being sovereign in our physical body. If we doubt ourselves, if we feel like, you know, we are easily attacked or hurt all the time, those are very strong programs about disempowerment. And usually it's people that have these strong disempowerment programs that end up with a lot of these kinds of entangled exchanges. Okay? Anytime we practice black magic, what is black magic? It's the inversion of nature and natural order. It is severe hate, severe anger, severe doubt, anger towards the self. And we open ourselves, vibrational frequency, we tear our energetic space to allow those things to enter into the body. Remember that when you own your space, nothing can enter without your permission. Nothing can affect you without your permission. So number one thing is to, as I showed in that graph, you begin to read your energetic space, take a look at what's there, and use your crown chakra to dissolve these blockages out of your space. You have 100% power to do that. So please work with your body, clear them out. If you need support, you can come to me. I'm really happy to help you with that as well. Okay? Do your one-on-one sessions help with drug addiction, or which program do you suggest that you offer? Yes. Depending on where you are in your process of drug addiction, I would suggest hypnotherapy. And then DNA reprogramming. And the reason why is because hypnotherapy will address deep subconscious connections with the addiction. Why are we deeply connected, and heal those aspects? Okay, and that will allow you to open up space that we can then work on the more conscious level in DNA reprogramming. So once we have created a nice reconnection to your higher self through hypnotherapy, we work on the emotions. Okay, so what are the emotions that caused us to go into addiction to begin with, right? And that's where we want to go. because when we begin to look at where the trauma originated that made us want to escape or to feel anything other than what we were feeling in that moment, even if it was just subconsciously, this is where we call our aspects back to ourselves, and then it's easier to discard of the addiction. Okay, and chances are there's many addictions connected to that. Zay, thank you so much for that super chat. Much love. Thank you so much. How can I make good money choices when feeling conflict about money, about living on earth? And how can I be ready to leave in 2025 while also imagining living a good life? Leave? I'm not sure. Why are you thinking about leaving in 2025? So I think one thing that we are going to be learning in this next 3 years about money is, what is money? Money is a completely made up thing. We made it up. We use it to exchange things. And this is a construct that was self-created. It was created by the human race in order to create a structure for society that is very dependent on external systems, okay? So that is not the only way to exist. And we're going to very clearly see that in the next few years when AI comes in to take over a lot of the basic jobs that we were scrapping for in order to survive. Okay, though this model of living is going to change severely for humanity. Why? Because the human is not meant to exist in survival. The human is not meant to be working little jobs where they're disconnected from their internal self in order to pay bills. That's not the model of life that the human is designed for. That is a false construct that we have accepted. And we can choose to not accept it and change it, which is what's coming. And so what do we do with ourselves then, right? So my invitation is, relationship with money has to do with the way that you feel about yourself, your worth, and your ability to receive and exchange in a harmonious manner. So I want you to observe your relationship with receiving as much as giving. If there is shame, if there is lack consciousness connected to any of these, if there is limitations, fears, I want you to address those as soon as possible so that you can allow yourself to begin to work more fluidly with exchanging energies. Connected to money and the exchange of love, the exchange of emotions, expressions, ideas, is also sexual energy. So take a look at your relationship with sex. How do we feel about sex? Is it something shameful? Is it hurtful, like emotionally hurtful? Is it something loving? Is it safe? Is it unsafe? These are all the parameters of exchange energies in this world, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. And the way that you exchange those energies are affecting across the board. Your sexual organ is your sexual organ in your throat. This is one organ here, okay? And this system of energy is blocking your expression with the world, what you create with the words that you speak, and also what you're creating in your womb or with your sexual organ, man or woman, right? So essentially, how you feel about these energies, about your creations, words that you're speaking, life that you're bringing into this world, what you do with your primordial energy is essentially going to be affecting your relationship with money in all areas, and your receiving and giving and your creation. It's all about creation. So we need to heal our relationship with our creation. Are we able to create? Are we worthy of creation? Is our creation worthy? Okay, so those concepts need to be healed in order for you to understand your value on a very deep level, where you don't question exchange, because it's not about that exchange. The exchange that we're doing is on a much higher level. Okay, and if there is a genuine exchange that you're offering the world, the exchange should be balanced without question and happily and joyfully. Okay, so this is how I would look at that. Your existence on Earth is It's completely meant to be. You exist on this earth, and you're a product of your ancestral lineage that has brought you forth into creation. So, to question our existence, it's like questioning a million different systems in this universe that work so intricately interconnected to bring you into life. So our life is extremely valuable. Life is extremely valuable. And it's extremely important because what you do every moment is creating a ripple effect in this universe, and it's affecting many systems, not just one. So the more we wake up consciousness, we realize this. And for some people, that can be scary because there's a lot of responsibility behind your actions, your thoughts. The more you wake up, the more responsibility you become aware of. So it's more difficult to fool around, to disrespect yourself, or to hurt yourself as you wake up more. Okay. And also to not value the meaning of your creation, which is extremely important. The more you understand that, the more intentional your creations are also going to be. And that's important, because no longer are you going to be just doing whatever, right? Because everything is working in some level of harmony and balance, as I mentioned. Okay, let's see. All right, guys, let's get into the meditation, and I will try to take some more questions at the end, okay? All right, guys. Go ahead and get nice and comfortable. Inhale deeply and exhale. Go ahead and drop into your body. Ground yourself, connect down to the center of the earth. Go ahead and drop in. Anchor yourself into the center of the planet. Come into as much stillness as possible as you feel the rotation of the earth through your body. Go ahead and visualize your sphere around your body. Tuning in that there are no openings in your bubble around you. Tune in above, below, side to side, front to back. Whatever you cannot visualize or tune into, it's the areas that are dormant, that are unconscious. So bring your conscious awareness there. Go ahead and focus on the root chakra at the base of the spine. Shrink your root chakra down to the size of a dime. Your sacral, shrink your sacral down to the size of a dime. Your solar, shrink your solar plexus down to the size of a dime. Go ahead and expand your heart front and back. Go into your throat, expanding your throat front and back. your third eye, your crown, breathing deeply. Allow yourself to come into as still as possible. Observe yourself in this state. Adjust your senses so that you can begin to work from your higher senses, your intuition. And we're going to start running energy. Go ahead and bring from the center of the earth a powerful wave of green life force that comes rushing up your feet, up your legs, into your solar plexus, creating a vortex of energy at your center core. Bring that earth life energy into the body. Rotating around your field, moving. Nourishing the body. From source, go ahead and bring down a powerful wave of gold cosmic energy that comes down through the crown of the head, combining with the green earth energy. Go ahead and mix green and gold energy at the center of your cord. Down to the central energy cord. You're going to take green and gold back down to the center of the earth. You're going to anchor cosmic energy into the earth, healing the earth as you also heal yourself. You know you're doing this right when you start to feel the rotation in the body. And you allow yourself to sit as still as possible to allow that rotation around your energetic body. Take 80% of this green and gold energy up your spine from the crown of your head, coating the outside of your bubble, clearing the matrix, any connections, entanglements, people, places, and things that are no longer in alignment with you. Go ahead and inhale, calling back your life force from all of those things that you've connected to unconsciously this week, over the past 24 hours. Call your energy, your life force back into your body. You'll notice how much more awake you feel, how much more energized, how much more clear, whole, complete you are. Go ahead and cut cords with whoever you need to cut cords with. Your clients, if you have clients, if you work with people, if you're in sales, if you're interacting, go ahead and call your life force back into your body. Release what you took on that does not belong to you. This is Energetic Hygiene 101. This is self-love. Go ahead and cut cords with family members, partners, children, husbands, wives. Call back your life force. Let's neutralize what we've been throwing back at each other, back and forth. Let's neutralize, open space for infinite potential, for evolution. We help others evolve when we clear our energetic garbage, especially if we're related. We help others heal. Go ahead and take that green and gold energy. You're going to bring it into your body now. Infuse it into the pores, the flesh, the muscles, the bones, into the organs. Cosmic and earth energy infuse into your body, into the cells of your body, into your organs. Make your organs smile. Bringing harmony, wellness, and balance into your body intentionally, consciously. Wake up your body. Wake up your consciousness. Your sexual organs, your large intestine, small intestine, spleen, pancreas, kidneys, liver, stomach, lungs, heart, throat, brain, your nervous system, your muscle system. Make it smile. Immediately your vibrational frequency will shift. Notice how it feels, notice how it sounds, how you sense this change in your body. Just observe. No judgment, just observe. Okay, so right now your body is really present. I want you to get familiar with this presence. This is the present that we should be existing in every moment of our day. This level of connection, this level of awareness, this level of observation. Go ahead and take your observation to your energetic field now. You're fully aware of your body. Now expand your awareness to around your body, to your energetic field. You'll notice that it's a lot easier to visualize your energetic space now. Okay, so let's go ahead and tune into our energetic field, to our etheric bodies. And go ahead and scan your bodies for pictures, blocks, wherever you might be finding those curses, those attachments, those entities. Go ahead and scan your etheric body for all that etheric debris that is in your energetic space. You might be surprised with what you find. Try to maintain this neutral observer from the perspective of feeling your body at the same time as you are observing. Wherever it feels difficult to visualize, that's where your attention should be going. Bring light into those shadow parts of you and start to work on your chakra body. We're going to go ahead and clear. Go ahead and notice from 1 to 10, what is the charge of this body? From 1 to 10, how stagnant and full is this body with debris? Intuitively notice the number that it's at. You're going to take that number, whatever number, back to 0. Go ahead and visualize that root body clearing out completely. You're going to just eliminate the debris in the root body down to the center of the earth or up to the crown of your head, whichever feels easy for you. If you see cords, if you see octopus, if you see threads, thread-like beings, those are like little entities. Don't worry, just clear it out and be very thorough. Remember that this doesn't have to take so much effort. It's really how you believe your intention. So once you intend, it happens instantly. Okay, let's go to the second body, the sacral body. Go ahead and take a look from a scale of 1 to 10. What is the charge of this second body? You might also notice how much emotions you are holding in that body. How many memories, how many thought forms you're holding in that body. In DNA reprogramming, we work with each one of these. For now, we can learn how to clear them. So go ahead and clear them out. Remember to breathe. Your breathing moves life force through the toroidal movement of energy in your body. Breathing opens the pathways of energy. Go up to your solar plexus. We're going to go to the solar body. From a number 1 to 10, how charged is this body? Just notice the muscles, notice the emotions, notice the tension, the contraction that exists within this body. Go ahead and clear it out. Take it down to 0. Remove the pictures, remove the blocks, the objects, the entities, attachments, beings. Your little ego might notice that it wants to attach to some of these things or identify or hold on and not let go. You're going to fill that ego with stillness. Just come into the 0 point observer. That's how you disconnect from these things, from the attachment. Come into non-judgment. Your ego might believe that you need this to survive or to protect yourself. Come to the 0 point. Go up to your heart chakra. From a scale on 1 to 10, what charge is your heart at? Sometimes we might go into the negative charges. That's okay. You're going to bring it back to 0. For those that are more visual, you might notice that depending on what range of frequency you're operating at in the heart, you might notice most of the stagnation underneath, below your body, or above your body, or in front to the side. All of that is speaking to the frequency that you're holding and also the organs of your body that you're most affecting with these thought forms. Just observe and clear it out. Don't doubt what you feel and what you sense. Don't be afraid of the work. It can be as easy, as simple as you want it to be. Go into your throat body, number 1 to 10. How charged is this body? Go up into your third eye. Clear out the third eye. Breathing deeply. Go up into your crown. Clear your crown. Go ahead and tune in to the strongest emotion that has come up for you after reviewing these bodies. Be absolutely present with that emotion. Notice how your body contracts, what reacts to this emotion. And as you're fully present with the emotion, go ahead and name out the emotion that comes up the most. Right now, what you're working with is with the strongest subconscious program that you're running in the back of your mind at this time. Go ahead and be present with that emotion. Notice what emotions come up as you are fully present in this emotion. Allow yourself to tune in to whatever physical discomfort comes up, and you're going to name the physical discomfort as emotions. Try to notice the strongest one, and you're going to pick that strongest one and be absolutely present with that strongest emotion. Be absolutely present. Observe yourself in the state of this emotion and begin to name out the emotions that come up for you. Go ahead and select the strongest of these emotions. Be absolutely present with that emotion. Be absolutely present. Go ahead and observe that emotion in your body. And I want you to take yourself back to the very first time that you experienced this emotion in your life. Be absolutely present. Notice what memory comes up. Watch yourself in the memory without getting identified, attached, or emotional. Overly reactive is what I mean. Allow yourself to connect with yourself in this memory and just observe what emotion comes up for you in that moment. As you name out the emotions and as you identify the emotions, name them out. Go ahead and notice, what is it that you needed from the other in order to no longer feel this way? Just acknowledge. What do you need just in emotions? What do you need in order to not feel that way? Try not to go into stories, just simply come into identifying what emotional needs need to be met in order to not feel this triggering emotion. Okay, now redirect the attention to yourself. What do you need from yourself in order to no longer feel this emotion? What do you need in order to alchemize this emotion? Not just not feel, alchemize, to transmute this. What would the opposite of this emotion look like, feel like, experience like? And go ahead and ask yourself, how far down your ancestral lineage have you been repeating this program? Intuitively tune into your ancestors and just notice through your parents, through your grandparents, through your ancestors, how often are we repeating this program over and over again? This emotional belief system, emotional program. Notice how it has affected your ancestral lineage. Notice how you can break this pattern. What do you need from yourself in order to break this pattern? Go ahead and allow yourself to feel into the truth that is revealing itself to you. What do you need in order to embody this truth as you allow all of the fractals? Notice the effect of this belief in all your life. How has it limited your expansion, your growth, your healing, your authenticity? And if you allow yourself to embody the opposite of that, simply asking yourself, is it true? What is true? What is true? If this is not true, what is true then? And what does that look like? What does that feel like? How is that embodied? Letting go of any false concepts of perfection, false concepts of what is right and what is wrong, and allow yourself to see all the fractals of yourself coming into this new way of understanding. Allow yourself to feel this new understanding in your body emotionally. Notice how it feels bioelectrically. Notice how it feels energetically and also in your muscle system. Notice how more expanded you are, more relaxed you are, more peaceful, more calm. And as you begin to reveal this peaceful state of harmony internal to you, as you align yourself more with truth, the more and more you align with truth, the more in harmony your body feels, the more open, expansive, super calm, connected. Allow all of the fractals of yourself to begin to infuse with this awareness. Go ahead and merge all these fractals into one in front of you. What's different with this aspect of yourself now? What's different with them? Take a look. What has changed in the way that they see themselves, in the way that they interact in the world? Go ahead and inhale deeply, taking it into your physical body now. You're going to open the root chakra, the sacral, the solar, heart, clearing out from your body any remaining debris as you allow yourself to feel fully this new integrated state of understanding. Go into your throat, your third eye. So you went from looking like a martini into a straight line. Your chakra is nice and straight up your spine, 6 inches wide. Your heart, your throat, your third eye more expanded. Go into your crown. And in your crown chakra, you're going to see your creative color. Go ahead and illuminate your creative color. Align it with the color, with your career, your relationship, health, family, love, creative energy, sexual energy, your spiritual potential, and your purpose. Go ahead and fill it in. I want you to shine your crown on top of a room full of karmic contracts. You're going to dissolve those contracts completely, clear that room out, or a stadium, however big it looks to you, with all of your karmic contracts. Eliminate them one by one or in a sweeping one motion. Go ahead and fill that space with your crown color. You're going to activate your ninth, your relationship with Source. Go ahead and align your higher self with Source energetically so you can open the pathway of Source through your body. Go ahead and activate the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, the 13th, all the way to the 24th. And you're going to see white light of source. Go ahead and anchor that white light down into your body, like a pillar of light, down through the perineum, into the center of the earth, down all of your lower chakra bodies, activating the chakras of the earth through your body. Illuminating white light down the pillar of your energetic field into the center core of the planet. And just take a moment to feel that toroidal movement of life force through the center core of your body. Breathe deeply from the base of your spine up into the crown of your head, and you're going to allow that energy to move through the front of your body and back around, cycling through your body. Very good. And you can allow yourself to come back into the room, and welcome back. You guys did amazing. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. It was such an honor to hold space for you and to share this exercise. I hope it helped you. I also want to thank you so much for your super chats. You guys definitely helped me so much with that, your support, your love, and we're coming into the new year. So happy new year for those of you that follow the Gregorian calendar. There's a couple events that I just want to share with you since we are here together. I'm going to be hosting a event for, just one moment, let me open it so I can share with you. We have a wolf full moon that we have coming up, the first full moon of the month, and that's January 13th, Monday, January 13th. It's a wonderful opening for us to set the intention for the work that we're doing coming into this year. So I want to invite you to that. You can register on the website. I'm going to put the link below if you want to join me for that. Sorry, I can't get this to work properly here. There we go. Yeah, so we're going to be doing some emotional healing. This moon is going to be about emotional healing. So if you guys would like to join for that one, we're going to be doing some deep body clearing with the emotional body. That's what the theme of that moon is going to be all about. Also, I'm doing an initiation to period 9. You are very welcome to join me for that as well. And this is going to be a very special event. We're going to be talking about what we need to focus on this year as a whole, and kind of setting ourselves up energetically for the year of the snake, which is the beginning of period 9, essentially. So this is going to be a very special event that I would love to share with you guys. Lots of really fun and important elements of healing. We're going to be doing a deep group hypnosis. And yeah, this is going to be an amazing guided journey into our most primordial life force, our relationship with primordial life force, which is what the snake represents. The snake represents primordial energy. So how do we come into deeper harmony with this creative life force that some of us tend to fear, our most primordial energy? This year is going to be the beginning of major transformation for humanity as we move into the next 3 years. So we need to prepare ourselves subconsciously for that, because there are some elements that are going to be dissolving in our reality and some new ways of thinking that we need to flexibly adapt. So I'm really happy to share that with you. And also, I've partnered with Kathleen Zemansky. For those of you that are into energetic feng shui, she's going to be doing her annual event, and you're very welcome to join me for that. She is amazing. She helps look at the meridian lines of your home energetically and how you're holding energy in your home in order to direct energy and channel energy in a way that is really productive for your work, for your healing, for your rest, your regeneration, what part of the house is really, conducive of that, and which parts of your houses are stagnant as well. So you can also join for that, and I will put the link on the newsletter that I send following this live, so you guys can check that out. Yeah, thank you guys so much, and I will see you soon. All my love. I know. Take care. Take care, guys. Love you. Thank you, Colin, for that super chat. Before I leave, I have to say thank you to you. Thank you so much. All my love. Bye.